Hello, hello, friends. Hello, hello. I'm here to stream. Yeah, I totally have a painting deadline that I need to crush. Which is I've got 3 little mini diamond paintings. That is diamond shapes that I need to paint for Quirky Fox Gallery in New Zealand. They're doing this fun little mini show for the holiday season, and the diamonds got sent to me by the gallery in September, and then they didn't arrive. So at the end of October, I nudged and went, I still haven't got them. And the amazing, amazing curator, Vicky Fox, sent me a second lot, and they arrived really, really fast because she sent them the faster post. So that was really good. So I'm still sad that the other ones haven't turned up because they were a bit bigger. But if we're going to do some fast speed painting, smaller is better. So that is good. So yeah, that is the mood tonight. I am definitely thinking, let's go cozy town. Let's just do some satisfying little skulls because we love skulls. They're just a nice, easy, fun subject matter, and I can play with colour. So let's just do that. We're not going to do underpaintings this time. We're just going to go straight in. I reckon 2 bold colours per piece, and then I'll use a dark as well just to oomph it up and get some more contrast. So maximum 4 colours per diamond is the goal. Yeah, so that's the jam. That's where we're at. So we need to choose some colours. We need to choose some reference photos. And how are you all? How are things? Tell me things. Let's jump over here and I'll show you my reference photos first. So they are the amazing Lane Drawers made this huge Skull and Bones reference pack. There's so many pictures. So we're just going to pick out a few of these choice ones. I would like some more vertical looking ones just because the little boards are vertical. Let me show you what the boards look like. Ba-doop. So here you go. So you got 1, 2, 3, and they're only small. Like that's my hand. So like they're whittle. So they should be fun. I've put clear gesso on each of them, so they're all ready to paint on. But yeah, we've got to get all the reference photos picked out first, or we could pick them one at a time. I'm not sure, but let's find some more like this kind of a guy, because that way it's like forward facing. That's not too bad. I'm just gonna go through a little bit, but tell me things in chat while I'm looking. Bum, 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 bum. I totally tidied my studio a little bit for today, so this is as good as it gets for now. I need to actually spend time with the studio to actually get it back to that. Oh, see, that's perfect. That's more front on. Yeah. All right, let's start with you. And I'm loving the orange. The orange is great. So that will be fun. Let me just rearrange my screens. Woo. Come back over here. And look, I can have chats on screen now. Hooray! Hooray, hooray. So that way I can actually see what you're saying if you're on Facebook or if you're on YouTube. So both. Both. Yay. Alright, colours. I've got my very fancy big old broken Ziploc bag of colours that I hoarded from the studio this afternoon. Oh. And then I've got the drawers as well. So we definitely need some kind of vibrant orange. And then I'm thinking maybe like a purple. Let's go some like complementary opposites on the colour wheel situation for this guy. Let me have a look. Yeah, I've got, this is a lovely lavender. Oh, sorry, I should hold up to that camera, shouldn't I? Lavender by Michael Harding. So he'd be quite cute. And then I need a bright orange. Let me go over here. Lavender, orange, not lavender. Orange. Spectrum orange. Oh, Langridge neon orange. That sounds just about right. And I've got that permanent yellow lemon. Looks fun too. Alright. Do a bit of him, a bit of him. Come back here. Roly polies. Hooray! Alright. What do we think of those two? Boom. And then some white and some probably Dancewear blue to have a nice dark. Oh, I do have Prussian blue. That might be good. Where's my white? White. There we go. Oh, part of me wants to put Quinn Magenta in there as well. We might use him in the next painting, but I'm very, very tempted. I'm very, very tempted. Alright. That's a good starting point. Put away the ziplock. Alright. We need medium. If I was my medium, I'd be in my bag. Oh. Yeah. I lost the top of my lid, so now I have to open it without the childproof cappy part, and it's just hand painful. But I also got Halloween Terrible Skull glasses on sale as end of Halloween stock at Big W. He looks like a tiki. He's like so flat-faced, but he's meant to be a skull. Cheeky boy. So he's fun to put my medium in. Plop. Hooray. There we go. That should work out alright. Yeah, let me just check. Yeah, we're all working okay? We're working on YouTube, we're working on Twitch. Hooray! Hooray! That's good. At some point I've got to figure out if I can do more fun stuff on Twitch and YouTube with like emotes and things. Maybe we could make these little skull guys into emotes. We'll see. That would be fun. Let me see if I can open up these tubes. It's been a while since I've used a vibrant orange. And this tube lid actually looks broken because he's got paint spewing out the top. Do I have my little grippy thing? Also, sorry for the lack of music. I've got some sound issues with my computer where Bluetooth isn't working at all, so I can't really play music and have it heard out of my ears. So that's annoying, but that is a future problem for when I don't feel like streaming and painting, basically. So I'd much rather do some streaming and painting today than fix technical problems. Plop. There we go. Got you two. I've got white. Yeah. Nice chunky chunk. And then can I open this Prussian blue? Nope. Alright, Quinn Magenta is going to be our dark instead, because he can open. Hooray. Beautiful. Now, this is a speed paint, so if I take longer than an hour, you've got to yell at me. Okay. In the chat. Remind me it's a speed paint. Boop, boop, boop. Medium, 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 medium. Alright, let's do... Oh, this brush might be too big. Let's do a little... Oh, it's definitely going to be too big. That's alright, I'm just doing a general shape. I think this one's a cat skull. It's looking a bit cat to me. There we go. Yeah, that orange is definitely the orange I wanted to hit, so that's nice. It's nice and bright. Oh, I didn't have my mic muted this whole time. That's nice. I was worried it was muted this whole time, because I do that. There we go. Good. Getting there with stuff. There we go. Alright. More orange. I don't use this orange very much because he mixes yellow really, really fast. Like, he loses his orange strength, but if you use him straight, he's quite lovely. Oh, I've got a tiny bit on the other one. That's okay. It'll be fine. I definitely need a smaller brush. Alright. Oh look, I painted something. Hooray! Smaller brush. Yeah, you're right. I just grabbed out one of those like little flat dudes and see how he goes. Have we locked in on what we're painting today? There we go. That's better. Let's see how we go here. So I'm going to use some purple first to put in all the sort of cooler shadows all around here. I started streaming too late tonight for all my chatty people. I feel so lonely. We'll see, more people normally get involved past 10 o'clock. I just can't start streaming earlier because I've always got to do bub bedtime and then like all the end of day stuff, which is a bit of a pain, but it comes with the territory of having a little bird, i.e. my toddler. And she had a fun day at Kinder, so that was good. And I had a fun day in the studio. I had one of my students in today, so we did some beginner's oil painting stuff, and that was really fun. I have 2 one-on-one students that I work with on a regular basis, and that's really good because it funds my studio space that I hire that doesn't have Wi-Fi, so sadly is not good for streaming, but it's still a lovely space, and that's where I make a lot more mess these days as opposed to this room, which is just full of mess, but I don't, this is more of a dumping ground now, sadly. Boop, doop, boop. This purple is definitely something I'll have to come back and add its strength to a number of times, but that's okay. Boop, 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 boop. We can do that. Make sure as well, if you're watching, chuck another tab on with some nice music, because I'm just suffering without music. Oh, I can play music through my headphones actually. I might do that. So that way I can have some background music and I can trust you guys have turned on some background music for you. So we can all listen to something, which is good. Let's have some lo-fi Halloween music. Boop. Yeah, that sounds great. Lo-fi Girl Halloween 2025. Senny! There's a Senny here. Hi, Senny. I'm just talking to myself, so I'm glad you're here. I was saying I'm suffering a little bit because I can't figure out music at the moment because the Bluetooth on my computer has broken. So I can only play music out loud, and that would be not a fun time for stream. So, yeah. Let me just move this. Is that better? Now having the mic in front of me? I've given myself some background music, so feel free to give yourself some background music. How are you, Senny? How are the kitties? How are you? How's work and stuff? I have started to paint. Can you believe I started this like 10 minutes ago? I called this a speed paint for a reason. We've got to paint all 3 of these suckers today. And I even started with the right one, the one on the left, so I didn't keep putting my finger in it once they're finished. Ha ha ha. Mic change made it quieter. Okay, I'll move it. You're sick right now. No. That's not fair. So that's better, having it down on the boobs. I should also not mumble. So tell me if I'm mumbling, so I can enunciate my words like a grown-up. I'm using the little lav mics now because my desk mics proved too difficult. And I got these little guys to do like phone YouTube-y stuff, and they've worked pretty well. I'm quite happy with them. You paused the screen so you only heard if I asked if boobs are better. That's a valid question. I'm going to assume your answer, but you know, you can tell me. You can tell me. I know what I would say. Hey. Boof. Okay, so now we need some darks. Let's get some orange mixed with this Queen magenta, and actually I do have some black, so I can mix that in as well. I just want it to be quite warm, so let's do that. Yeah, that's nice. Always yes. I thought so. I thought so. Boop, boop, boop. Did you watch Squiddy's stream last night? Because I did not get a chance to watch the VOD today, but I wanted to catch up. Was it the book themed one? Yeah, that's a nice dark. Hee hee hee. You saw her little and fell asleep. That's fair. I actually went to bed at 10:30 last night, and that's like unheard of early for me. You're sick, so you definitely need to sleep. So that's a good call. That's a good call. No problem. You go to sleep when your body says now. Trust in the body so it can heal. I'm just annoyed I can't start streaming earlier at like 6 or 7 because I have to do the bub bedtime stuff, and that takes a little while. You are in bed. Ah, so your body will make sense. And you have the 2 kitties. Hello, kitties! Are they nice and chilled? Cats seem to love when you have sick time because then they're just like, ah, yes, all the cuddles, as it should always be. All the cuddles, all the time. You may not return to working at the desk and sitting upright. None of that. This is looking very cartoony and graphic, which is kind of fun. With the really, really bright colour. Pickle sleeps next to your hip and Pumpkin is on your chest. Do you feel the rumbles when you get purrs? Rumbles, Pumpkin. That's nice. Pickles is getting even closer and closer now. That's so nice. The rumbles are so good. Oh. See, I get Dipper up on the bed now because we came to an agreement that if one person is working at night and the other person is not, then Dipper gets to be the other person in the bed, dog. But she definitely snuggles up around legs. She doesn't come up to sort of my head unless it's like stormy. And even then, if I'm doing anything with a phone or a laptop, she's like, nah, don't trust that those things won't make big noises, so I will stay near legs. But she's very good at sort of nudging in slowly and then slowly, like, applying all of her body weight to her. And, like, she's 22 kilos, so you feel the oomph of the lean after a while. It's fun. That seems reasonable. If no second person, Dipper can be the person. Exactly. She just really gives you greasies when the second person comes home and then she gets kicked out of the bed because a queen bed is not enough for dog and 2 6-foot-tall humans. Sadly. But she knows it's going to happen, so she sort of, yeah. She puts up with it, but she still gives us the sad face on the way out. She's very good at the sad face. Okay. Little shadow. It's a Squiddy! I was just saying, Squid, I missed your stream last night. Tell me what you did. What did you do? Things. I was going to watch the VOD today and then I got very distracted. Twitch didn't give you a notification? Rude! Why did I not do that? Is it because I haven't streamed in a million years? Because that could be why. Check your notification settings. Just in case it was like, huh, Liz doesn't exist. I'm going to turn those off. Because I would see it doing that. Although I kind of feel like if someone hasn't streamed in ages, I want to watch their stream even more. Like if Latch started streaming a streamy stream, just saying. I'm saying it out into the ether. Bum 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 bum. I just need a good crab rave, come on. You were making characters for a new creative project. Oh, so it wasn't like book chat. This was making new characters. Ooh. That's kind of cool. Ah, I just put dark where it wasn't meant to go. Go away. Alright. Let's get this shadow working a bit better. So I'm just going to get some Orange back in there for depth. Right? If Latch started streaming, the crowd would go wild. It's true. It's true. Speaking it out into the ether. But again, if no one got notifications, then who knows who will come. I don't know. I am here. I am painting for my deadline. That is part of the point. The first diamond looks like it's giving Mythosaur Skull or General Grievous. It is a bit General Grievous-y, I must admit, with the seam down the middle. It's meant to be a cat. We will get there. We will give it form. But yeah, I was saying into the ether when I started streaming that these are actually, there's a miniature painting show at a New Zealand gallery I show at called Quirky Fox Gallery. And they made diamond shapes which were sort of twice the size of these ones and sent them all out to everyone in start of September, sort of mid-September. And at the end of October, I still hadn't had mine, so I messaged the lovely, lovely curator, Vicky Fox, and she went, oh my gosh, they must be lost in the mail. I'll send you some more, but I've run out of the big ones. I've only got the mini ones. And these ones arrived within a week. Because, like, New Zealand and Australia, we're not that far away, so I have no idea what happened to the other ones. I still sort of have hope that they'll turn up. But, yeah, so these ones turned up, and I'm kind of glad that they're smaller now, because it means I can knock out 3 little paintings and then send them back fairly economically. Hopefully pretty quickly, which is good. I will stick with General Grievous in my mind, because cats are immortal. Just because cats are immortal doesn't mean they can't come in cool forms. This is just a Sphinx cat that's, like, see-through. I have X-ray powers. I can just see through the Sphinx cat to the skull. Ha 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 ha. Something like that. Yeah, I think it'll be a really cute exhibit. She's just sent me the promo image, which has 4 paintings, and one's like a sculpture that someone's done. It's like a 3D piece that comes up off the triangle, off the diamond, so that looks really cool. I would love to go to Hawera, New Zealand. That would be great. I think it's like 45 minutes out of Auckland, Hawera, but it's a new gallery. They just moved to a bigger space after some horrible landlord situation, and it looks so nice and pretty. She's got one of my paintings there at the moment. And then, yeah, these will be 3 little minis for Christmas time that will be available through there, which will be nice. Alright, I don't mind that shadow. That seems to be working now for me. So let's get some detail. I do want that orange to just be as vibrant as possible, so I'm going to keep adding orange to this. It won't look like I'm doing much on stream, but I promise you I'm adding opacity, and that makes me happy, and that's good. Opacity. Oh, you can tell on stream a little bit what I'm doing. I'm just making that orange thick and robust. Descriptive words. Words. But yeah, I like with these sort of like little mini shows, you can really do whatever you want. There's no sort of theme per se. I saw someone else had done like little butterflies on them, and they looked a bit like taxidermy. So I'm like, skulls would suit too. I thought that would be cute. But we're gonna have to pick out some other skulls for the other 2. I have this big reference pack of skulls by Lane Drawers, who's an amazing artist and photographer, and they create reference packs for artists. So that is a really nice resource for something like this project. Boop. There we go. Nice and robust. Blah, blah, blah. Happy Liz is what we want. Yay! I like Happy Liz too. She's a fun girl. She's fun. Yeah. Which is cool. Let's get some purple. A little bit more purple, and then we'll just paint into it with white. This is the funny thing about oil. It really is like cover everything with the colors you kind of want, and then go back into it with white and just brighten up all your values. Because if there's no paint there, I'll only get pure white, but if I want a little bit of like dirty, not quite white, I'm going to put in all these other colours first instead of pre-mixing like 5 or 6 different mixes. I'm just going to let it all smush together on the board, because that's how I speed paint, baby. There we go. It's looking more like General Grievous instead of less. General Grievous was a cat, apparently. Despite having too many limbs for a cat. What a strange droid. Is it ever explained why there aren't more droids that look like General Grievous? Because I feel like that would be a design you would repeat, right? I do not know my Star Wars lore. Star Wars lore. Need a little nose. Boop, boop, boop. Nose! Who knows? A burb! A cat skull and a burb skull would be very cute. Yes. I do actually have a necklace with a noisy miner skull on it that's been electroformed. So copper has been electronically fused around the skull, and it's made by Wild Incantations, an amazing Melbourne artist, and she ethically sources skulls and other botanical specimens and then electroforms them for her jewellery. So that's a cool one to Google if you want to Google things. Oh my gosh, hello! Secret Dungeon Club! Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Painty Times! We're speed painting some skulls over here. Thank you so much for the raid. Can we do a shout out? I forget how to do things. How do I do things? There we go. It's one of the slashes, isn't it? I don't remember. How do I do? I want to shout out. And I forget how to stream, but I know how to paint, so that's why I'm here. Secret Dungeon Club. Oh. Hello! Welcome, Raiders! I've probably done that wrong. No, I did it! Hooray! I did a shout out for you. Mwah. Secret Dungeon Club, what were you doing in your stream? Tell me all the things. We're speed painting. All these three are going to go to Quirky Fox Gallery in New Zealand for their Christmas minis show. So we're speed painting some little scullies. And I just got to the really fun part where I get to start adding white and getting this little kitty cat skull to really come forward. Haha! Love the Painty Town. Yay! You did a little Ren and Stimpy? Oh my gosh, I have a Discord if you want to chuck a picture in there. That would be super awesome. How do I link my Discord? Sorry, I have not streamed in a while and it is obvious. I will find a link. That one. That one. That one. That's my Discord. Pow! What medium were you using? I'm using oil paint. But Ren and Stimpy being so graphic, I feel like acrylic markers and things like that would be cool. I don't know, it depends on your style. I'd love to have a look at more of your style if you want to post your Instagram and stuff in the Discord. That'd be rad. Yes, please. Hello, everyone. Love finding other creative streamers on Twitch and YouTubes. I'm over on YouTube. Sorry, I should introduce myself. Hi, I'm Liz Gridley. I am a streamer, but also obviously a real life oil paint artist. I am from Australia, and yeah, I try and fit in streaming wherever I can around my little toddler, who is my absolute love, but also is little time demon. So she just makes it hard for me to have a schedule, but I'm always kicking around. I've been making some more YouTube videos lately, reviewing some different things I've been using and products. I'm an affiliate for Sarah Renee Clark, who's an amazing Australian creative who makes different art products, like the Swatch Decks, which is a product that does make your own swatches that look like the little Pantone color books, and the Color Cube, which is an art inspiration color palette guide. It's like a box full of different swatch cards you can use for color inspiration. I should actually be using that for this, but I've jumped in with orange and purple, and that's doing all right so far. Acrylic and acrylic pen. Yes, that sounds like it would be so good for a graphic cartoon like Ren and Stimpy. Nice. They're not done, but you're dropping in. Yes, please. That sounds great. Morning, Chuck. Chuck Lee is here from YouTube, and Senny is here over on YouTube as well. Hello, hello. Chuck Lee, we just had a huge raid on Twitch from Secret Dungeon Club, and now we've got you over on YouTube. Chuck Lee is also an awesome art YouTuber who does oil painting and fun things. So please check out Chuck Lee on YouTube. I do not know how to do a shout out cross-platform, unfortunately, so I will just use my voice. But yeah, no, Chuck, I'm doing some little mini paintings for a gallery in New Zealand for their Christmas mini show. So we're trying to bash out some little skulls tonight and get the detail there. Oh, the confetti thing worked. Confetti! Hooray! Squiddy saying hi to YouTube. YouTube saying hi back. Hooray! And you guys can see the chats all right? Yeah! This is the first time I've had both chats on the screen. I'm quite chuffed that that's working. I'm using Meld Studio as my cross-platform backend instead of OBS, which kept losing all my stuff. So I have given up on OBS a little bit. My next step is trying to figure out more emotes and fun stuff so you guys can mess with me as I paint. But that is a step for when I don't have a painting deadline. So painting comes first. Hello, Crypto Terrestrial! It is nice seeing both chats, because now it's not like I'm having random conversations with other people you can't see. So that's nice. Yeah, hello! So I'm quite enjoying it. And yeah, at the moment I've been trying to get my watch hours up on YouTube so I can hopefully monetize it by the end of the year. So that is why I am pushing the YouTube as well as Twitch. I know Twitch is super accessible and fun, and I love the arty community over there, but I also love the arty community over on YouTube. I love both. I'm taking part in a Secret Santa on YouTube again this year. We did one last year between a bunch of us arty YouTubers, and I sent off mine today, which was actually a little bit late. I should have sent it off earlier, but oil paint takes a while to dry, so that was my own fault for painting something that took a while to dry. Even though I used fast dry medium, which I'm using tonight. I'm using liquid, so I'm getting that fast dry effect. But we're getting there. We're getting somewhere. So this top of the skull, I really am going to keep coming back to just brighten up that white. So let's just pop that in to know that this is where I want my lightest light. And then in this eye socket is my darkest dark. So as long as we keep those nice and bright, we'll be good. You're still working on your Secret Santa? Yay! Okay, well now I don't feel bad that I took this long to send it. All painting times are real. Yes, they are. I was all good for a while, and then I went back and changed one thing, and because I changed it and I used oils, I then had to wait for that to dry, and I was just like, ugh. I'll be honest, I have sent it in the box at like 80–90% dry, but you can't like touch the wet bit because of the way I've wrapped it, so it's fine. It'll be fine. Oh, Squiddy, you saw them? Ren and Stimpy and Crash masks. Yes! Oh, I'm gonna go do a spy. Let's go do a spy, guys. One sec. Where's my Discord? Where's my Discord? Welcome. Where'd you plonk them? There. In the place where you should plonk them. Let's have a look. Boop. Boop. Hello. Gah! Oh, the shading. Secret Dungeon Club, that looks great. Oh, and you're putting up with canvas texture as well. That's masterful. Canvas texture drives me nuts if I'm doing something illustrative. Oh, and they're from your little figures. That's so cute. Oh, there's something about Ren that he's just so naked. He's so naked. And he looks so naked there. You've done it really well. Oh, Chuck, hopefully you'll be done by the end of the week. That's great. Oh, Crash Bandicoot. Okay, I get you. I get you. They're rad. I used to play those games all the time at my orthodontist when I was a kid because they were the only games in the PlayStation worth playing. I remember those masks well. Thank you so much for showing us those. That's so cool. And yes, if anyone else wants to jump on to the Discord and show me what you're up to, that is always sitting there. I think I have a link below on YouTube and on Twitch. Both. Hooray. So that's fun that that's always there. So good. You never prep your canvas? Oh, do you ever draw on like primed paper or like I mean paint, primed paper or wood panels? Because they're so much smoother. You wouldn't be fighting that texture. That's all. Did the Discord? The Discord thing does work. Squid, you're amazing. Thank you. Hooray! Chuck says, love the Ren and Stimpy joints. So cool. They are. They are. So hold on, Chuck, you can't share what you're up to, can you? Because it's Secret Santa. Are you working on any other stuff at the moment? Oh, shush, you'll blush. That rhymes. Little bird, my toddler, is just in this little loop at the moment of saying, that rhymes. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Her grasp of whether something rhymes is still a work in progress, but just all the time I'm like, that rhymes. Cat and hat. That rhymes. It's very fun. Wood panels you like, and copper. Oh, I like copper. Copper's heinously expensive because we don't have any local suppliers that like make it accessible for artists in Australia, so I always need to get it over from America, and that costs all the monies. And I did it once back in the day for 10 panels, and I think I have 2 panels left maybe. Although I realized I really need to paint warm things on them, because if I paint cool things on them it looks really alien, because the cool colors sort of fight the copper undertone, as opposed to when I paint on aluminium composite panel, because that's more neutral, being a grey, it really works for warm or cool. So I do a bit of both. I do quite a lot of painting on aluminium if you want to have a look at that over on my YouTube, and I think I've got one video where I do a portrait on copper as well. I love playing with weird surfaces. They are very fun. But yeah, most of my jam is normally portraits, but I'm on a bit of a still life kick at the moment. I've been doing a lot of artworks about death and the idea of relics, the things that we keep when people die in our lives, and how these random objects around our house become portraits of those people because we think about those people when we interact with the object. So yeah, bit of fun about that. Everything is heinously expensive everywhere at the moment. That is very true. That is very true. Nothing is cheap. Squidling has been working on recognizing sarcasm better. Oh, that's cute too. Sometimes she'll just randomly ask, was that sarcasm or not? And I think it was, but I'm not really sure. Oh, don't worry. I was being sarcastic. You're very helpful, Squid. That's a fair thing to try and figure out. Sarcasm is a tricky one. I figured it out a bit more when I was using it, like, more, as in, like, imitating sarcasm and then trying to use it, but, like, that was a very 90s thing, the sort of deadpan sarcasm. That was very common. So I felt like the environment was good for practicing. Sarcasm. You're only working on collabs, Chuckley. Look at you. That's a busy schedule. Fair enough. Fair enough. I've been enjoying the collabs lately. I recently did a YouTube collab, which was a big one started by Courageous Painting, which is called the YouTube's biggest Pantone art collab, where I got given a Pantone colour by her sidekick Mike the paintbrush, and then I got to pick a Pantone colour as well from the Pantone postcards, the 100, and then make an artwork that unified them. So I did a grisaille underpainting in black and white, and then did colour over the top, which was very fun. Yeah, and you can find that on my YouTube under recent videos. I'm quite proud of that one, and I've got the piece in my studio now just kicking around, and I'm like, I should probably frame that, because it's just on loose canvas. And loose canvas gets a bit floppy after a while. It's brutal. Yeah, everything being expensive, hell yeah. It's a bit depressing. I work in an art supply shop as one of my side gigs, and that is the only thing that's helping me survive right now. Because that staff discount, yo, it is needed to survive right now. That's getting a little brighter now that I've layered up the white a few times. Oof. Your favourite collab right now is the Pantone one? Ah, thank you. Oh, so your painting is done? Yours drops in Feb. Oh, that's so long to wait. Chuck, I don't want to wait till Feb. Fine, I will. But still, that's such a long time. I'm excited to see what you do. You do so many different subject matters. It'll be really interesting. Well, everyone go sub to Chuck Lee on YouTube and turn on notifications, so in February, you'll get reminded when his Pantone collab drops. What else did I miss? Secret Dungeon Club, you're on a kick of painting all the little toys at your desk. Well, that makes sense with Ren and Stimpy. And that's cute because you're sort of making them like much more grandiose than just as they are as the figure, giving them that big life. I like that. You're about to be all, I haven't collaborated in ages, but hang on, you literally just started a podcast. Yeah, Squid, I saw you on screen with other people just the other day. Squid, shout out your podcast on Twitch. Linky link and tell us the vibe, because I don't want to explain it wrong. Because I'm very good at explaining things wrong. It's a bad talent to have. Right, we need this nose bridge. Crypto-terrestrial? Neat. I'm in the market for a special little pen right now. Ooh, just for learning characters for calligraphy. Left-handed here and want to avoid the bindings. Have you had a look at Pilot parallel pens? They're a cartridge ink flat calligraphy pen, and one of the shop I work at, we have a calligraphy teacher who's a regular customer, and she recommends that for all of her beginner students. But Speedball also make dip pens that are specifically left-handed. They have the little nibs that you can buy on their own, and then the little plastic handle that's only like a couple of bucks, and they have left-handed nibs specifically. Oh, Squiddy, we have a Pilot parallel pen fan in the chat on Twitch. They are pretty darn satisfying and easy, and the fact that they come in so many different widths makes them very, very fun. Squiddy, post some of your cool calligraphy in the thing. You'll have a look. No worries, Crypto. Squiddy, you don't have your own link yet because you have ADHD. Squiddy, how can I shout out your podcast? That's fair, I have ADHD too, so that's not helpful. Citric Dungeon Club. Oh, no worries. You have a good night. Thank you so much for the raid. You have a lovely night. And I'll have a poke around at your stuff later too. That'll be fun. That's half the fun of meeting everyone on like streaming and stuff. It's like I get this nice little wind down time after I stream where I just get to check out everyone's links and stalk them through the internet and give them a heinous amount of likes because it's fun. I quite enjoy looking through all my tabs after stream. That is good wind down time. Okay, got a little bit of shadow up here. Boop, boop, boop. It's looking a bit more 3D now. All right. No worries, Crypto. Happy to help. My brain is so full of stuff from the shop, like learning all the different art supplies and learning how to talk about them all, that I can just bleh about art supplies all day long. So anytime people have art supply questions, come hit me, because my brain is full of shiz that it's very happy to share. It's got this interesting V formation that it goes up to this bit, so I just want to make sure I get the whole V. Yeah, before I start working my way down a bit more. There we go, and then this bit here is lower, and then it goes around the little pointy bit. Yeah, it'll make more sense, I promise. Hard part with the speed paint is I can't layer up my white. I just need to sort of make it chunkier to be more opaque, but if it's chunky and it's far away, I don't want it to look more forward than the front bit. As a little dance, I'm doing a little dance. I'm just going to keep brightening this one white section at the front again and again and again and again and again until it's super intense. Let's get there. Oop. Never mind. And boop. Chuck, I'm a little sad. I got my Secret Santa package today, so I know unfortunately you did not have me for Secret Santa. I am absolutely ecstatic with what I did get because it's freaking cool and made by an awesome creative person, but like I'm a little sad because I know whatever you're making is not for me. I want to know what it is. I have no patience. Yeah, Squiddy, did you post anything that you made with your parallel pens? Because you should. In my Discord. Yee. Also, if you're looking for general notebooks to use fountain pens on, for general daily use that are reasonably priced and won't have bleed, Oxford notebooks are designed for this, and I've never had an issue with them. And unlike high GSM journals, they are usually small and expensive. They're standard A4 and under $10 a book, and you can write on both sides of the page. That's awesome! How thick is the paper in an Oxford notebook? Or if they put like a binder in the middle of the page, so that way it doesn't bleed through. Yeah, right, Chuck? I would have loved to have sent you one, but we need to do our dodgy paper collab or video call stream or something at some point. Later, when you don't have lots of deadlines. I still have to start working on my other secret collabby thing soon, because it's coming to Australia soon. Something, something. I have a vague idea, but I don't have more than vague ideas, which is not very good planning on my part. Squiddy, I did not share because I use my inky pens to write your novel manuscript. Ah, fair enough. Okay, well, we don't want to share IP. That is fair. I'll just have to buy it later, when it's available. Aha. That's completely okay. But thank you for giving me context. Love context. Look at me, guys. I'm talking and I'm painting. I'm not just talking. Yay. This is why it's good to have easy subject matter that you like painting a lot. And skulls and eyes are definitely that for me. More paper towel. That'll be so fun, Chuck. Yeah, it will. It will. I gotta get it done. I gotta get it done. You usually use mead. Mead the beverage? I'm assuming mead is like a type of book. That is my guess. But I do not know. That is outside my wheelhouse. Boop. The notebooks. Okay, there you go. They are a kind of notebook. My art shop is very like, when it comes to the books, they're art brand papers only. And there's this weird line between like stationery papers and art papers where the papers are almost exactly the same, but because they're different distributors, stationery distributors don't always sell to art shops the way that art suppliers do. And it's a strange distinction that makes no sense. So like we don't have like Moleskines and stuff, but we do have like Fabriano and Canson and Arches and all those sort of big brands. So the weirdness of art materials distribution. And we don't have Oxford notebooks, sadly. Yeah. That being said, I do go to other shops, but like I haven't been searching specifically for fountain pen writing notebooks in a while, so I'm out of the loop. Alright, I'm gonna have to bring some more shadows into this area, but let me just plonk in the main value. So that's right, and then we can darken. Just doing the good old push-pull of oil painting. Boop. And then there's a whole bunch of little teethies down there. We were looking less General Grievous, and then I did that bit, and it started looking more General Grievous again. I'm gonna make a little light purple and see if that can help me with some highlights. Oh, that purple is powerful. Yay, Michael Harding. I'm going to go to a professional development talk by Michael Harding. He's going to come out from the UK to Australia to talk about oil paints and watercolours, and I'm very excited about it, except it will be funny because it is being held by a rival art shop. So I am going to go spy on the enemy. It's free to the public, so I'm going as a member of the public, but it feels naughty because I don't work for their shop, I work for my shop. Oh well. Are we having an ad break on Twitch? Sorry. Crypto said, I love notebooks with bindings at the top. Yes, I do like notebooks with binding on the top. I hate spirals. I'm not a fan of spirals. I know a lot of people like them. I do not. Doesn't matter which side the spiral is on. I will always go for a soft cover or a hard cover over a spiral. Top bindings are great, honestly. They are. They call them like reporter style notebooks a lot of the time, don't they? Totally get where you're coming from. Unfortunately, though, they don't work for you as well. For general note taking, you like them. Yeah. Inkmo! There's an Inkmo in the chat. How do I do the shout out thing again? Shout. No? Or do I do S-O? No? I forget how to do it. Boo ad. Oh, okay. Shout out for Inkmo! I'll wait for you guys to get through the ad. Tell me when you're back. You can't hear me to say that, but meh. I think Inkmo just got the ad, which is the like you've just started watching the stream ad, which I apologize. I know that that's really annoying, but I find it easier than doing more frequent ads. Blah, 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 blah. And nice fading away to the background. Hurrah! There. We need this to come back. Yeah. What time is it? It's 9:45. Okay, so 5 more minutes on this one, and then we're going to move on to the next skull, and I can always come back. That's the plan. So it's like 1 hour on each skull, and then I can fuss at the end. There's a whole bunch of shadow on this side that I've completely neglected. Ad break is finishing now. Hooray! Hooray! So I was saying, Inkmo is in the house. Ad break done. Hooray! Inkmo recently had me at her amazing event that she co-produced called Boo Fest here in Melbourne. Boo Fest is a really cool Halloween market, and I painted my skeleton at Boo Fest. And we just got some beautiful photography from their official photographer. So now I can make up for the fact that all the photos I took on the day were garbage and post about it on my Instagram so people knew what I did. So if you're not subscribed to me on Instagram, you can follow me over there and see pictures of me painting a big skeleton shortly, probably tomorrow. I should cue that up later. Definitely doesn't look like Gemma Grievous anymore. Hooray! Well, that's good. My only problem is the eye sockets are very different sizes because I haven't come back to this one. So I need to come back to this one. And I was just thinking maybe I should stop in 5 minutes when it's been an hour on this one, start on the next one, and then I can come back and fuss with this one more later. So that way at least I get them all started instead of me sitting here and doing 3 hours of one really good teeny tiny skull. Then at least I've got 3 established after 3 hours, and then I can just futz. That's my plan. Lurk time for you? No worries, Squiddy. Thank you so much for chatting with us. Absolutely lovely to chat. So yeah, tell me at 10:05. Can I do a timer? I think I can do a timer. No. Where is it? Timer 10? Does that do a thing? No? I don't know. I used to have a little cheat sheet next to me, which was all my stream shortcuts, and I forget what they all are. I love that Chuck has gotten the #1 rating on YouTube. Even though Senny commented first, so she had #1 rating for like 3 lines before Chuck chatted more over there. That's fun. YouTube trying to make chat even more competitive. Doesn't have to be competitive, just fun. Oh, crunch. You do chat it up. I love it. Thank you, Chuck. How's your missus? I can say that now. Inkmo, you were getting an ad every 10 minutes on John Ongvog. You think Twitch knows that you paid once for Turbo and is trying to bully you into it? Rude, Twitch. Every 10 minutes? Ugh. Quill! Hello, darling. How are you, my love? Let me remember how to do this. I'm doing a thing. I'm doing a thing. Down one. Shout out! Shout out for Jaqueline, an amazing Sims and other games streamer, cool lady, and all around awesome person. Over on Twitch at the moment. Oh, Chuck, she's well, and you're happy AF. Yay! I was asking how your missus was. Yeah, Quill, you're sneaking out of Nugget's room, but you have a tap. Dude, give yourself a moment to recover. Give yourself a moment. Hydrate. Have snacks. Did you eat dinner properly? I was bemoaning that's why I don't stream earlier, and it's because you've got to do all the like post-bedtime stuff. So I have Little Bird, Jaqueline has Nugget, and Potato Gem, her two little ones, and they're friends, and we're friends, so that's really nice. Whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And we're hanging out this weekend. Hooray! I think it's this weekend. I'm pretty sure it is. Or is it next weekend? I think it's this weekend. I'm excited. I haven't looked at my calendar. Alright. I think that's the end of whatever my 10 minutes would have been. So I should start working on the next one. So let's find another reference photo of another forward-facing skull for this second one. And we'll come back to this guy later. Alright, little cat skull. Alright, and let's go back over here to find another scully skull. Boop. So, this is the reference pack by Lane Draws, who's an amazing artist, and did a huge reference pack you can purchase for artists, which is just skulls and bones. Skulls and bones and stuff. So, it's like a little forward-facing that guy, but I think I'd prefer to stick with animals because these are so small. So let me see if I can find a birdie or something. Ooh, what's this one? That looks like a bird. And it doesn't quite face forward enough. That's annoying. I think that's a turtle. Oh, that one would be good. That's a fox. He's going to Quirky Fox Gallery after all. Alright, we need it to face forward. Let's keep going. Do it. I want like a almost top down facing forward guy. Boopity boopity boop. These are all sidewaysy. Face forward. That's closer to facing forward. A little bit. Oh, what about you? Potential. He kind of looks like a tiger or something. Okay, okay. Accidentally went full screen. That's too much. Calm down. He's got a lot of shadows going on, but he might be good. Crypto. I love my Staedtler pen, but it's difficult to find cartridges for it. Oh no! Is that like a good one for like eBay? If you don't have a good... We've got a... there's a place here in Australia called Larry Post that like specialises in pens, so if the art shop doesn't have stuff, I'd normally tend to go there. But I don't know internationally how good places are. Boop. Yep. See, that's a bird. That's lovely, but I want you facing forward, please. I don't want just a jawbone. Give me the bird. Facing forward. There are, seriously, look, I'm not even halfway through scrolling. There are so many references in this pack. It's great. I should actually sit here and organise them, but, you know, effort. Ooh, that's almost facing forward. Let's have a look through these. Bump, bada bump. Oh, so close. Oh, not quite. Not enough. Bum, 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 bum. I'm fussy, I know. I'm sorry. I will find one. See, that's all bird as well. Why aren't you facing forward? That's facing forward for turtle. But I just don't know if that would make a good painting. These pieces, Inkmo, are for Quirky Fox Gallery in New Zealand. They're doing a minis exhibition for Christmas or for holiday season. and they provided the little diamonds on which I am painting. They did send me bigger diamonds in September, but they got lost in the post. So that was sad. So now I am doing these guys. Oh, I like this blue background. This blue background is nice. Why isn't the bird skull facing forward properly? Ah, that'll do. We could do that guy. He's really cute. Yeah. Yeah, so they sent me a second lot of little diamonds, which is these guys. So I'm just going to quickly, can I adjust him to just be a little bit more pointy downy. It'll look a little weird, but he'll be fine. We can squiff it a little bit, so that's fine. Always save as copy, wherever I was. Let's just save it. Sorry, getting there. Open file location. That one. Turned. Yes, turned. That is correct. Cool. Alright, we good now. I got you. I got you. You guys come back over here. Hooray! We have chats. Binks! Oh, thank you for the lurk, Binks. No worries. What else is happening? You like that guy? I'm glad. You went on a night wildlife tour of Mount Rothwell Sanctuary. Ooh, and got some pics of great skulls they had on display. No, not great pics. One of them was tawny frogmouth. Yes, please send them to me. Or chuck them in the Discord. We're using the Discord again, is the thing. $20 for 5 ink cartridges. Ugh! Ouch. It's less than $5 each, but still, how quickly do you go through them though? That's always a bit... Ouch. Discord! Yay. Alright, what colours are we using for this guy? I definitely want that bright cyan colour, because it's tasty. Where did I put my Ziploc bag? There. Ye old Ziploc bag of tubes. I want my Sapphire by Art Spectrum. It's one of my favourites. There it is. You can tell which tubes are my favourites because they're the bigger tubes and they all lose their labels because they get too scrunched. So then you just have to vaguely tell from looking at like the bit there which tube is which. Binks, just packing the ute for your weekend getaway on a hot rod run. That sounds fun. Hot rod run, that sounds fun. That rhymes. I was just saying that Little Bird has tried to figure out what rhymes and likes calling out things that rhyme, whether they rhyme or they don't. But she's enjoying herself with it. So I will continually say, that rhymes now. You popped it into the Send Me Things on Stream channel. Thank you. I will investigate that in a bit. Once I get into this guy. Blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm happy to be background fodder for you, Binks, while you pack things. Minty! Hello! How are you? I'm doing a stream. How's things with you? We're gonna make a nice light cyan, sort of tealy colour. Yeah, he's nice. Oh, he looks so bright on stream. He is less bright in person, I promise. Alright, so let's make him a little taller. He can start up here. Sort of come down here and go in there. Come over here. And go down there. Go down there. Done. That's all I need, right? I'm okay. I'm doing good. I've got these little dudes for a exhibition in New Zealand where they sent me some bigger diamonds to paint on and then they got lost in the mail. And so now they sent me some smaller diamonds that I need to do quick speed paints on. So we're doing some fun little skulls, which I'm enjoying. Yeah. And they will go to Hawera, New Zealand, to Quirky Fox Gallery. Shout out Quirky Fox Gallery because they're awesome. You like that rhyme story? I'll work out and cook. Oh, no worries. Thank you so much for the lurk, Chuck. That's absolutely fine. That's Twitch lingo for hanging out in the background but not chatting, and that's totally fine. I hope you do good pumping iron and cooking and yummy things. I had a very boring dinner because it was whatever the toddler didn't eat. So I had some Paw Patrol pasta, i.e. pasta in the shape of dogs and bones and random logos from the show, and some random pasta sauce and a ham and cheese sandwich because that was what was feasible. But it will be nice tomorrow to have a family day at home so we can actually cook some yummy, yummy stuff. That'll be nice. Yeah. Enjoying all that. Alright, now we need some big shadowy shadow situation in here. And I think rather than the bright orange, I'm going to use a yellow for our highlights. So let's just put out a yellow. Boop. There we go. But I'll still use that quinacridone magenta in my shadows as well. This is feeling productive, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Good old body doubling. It's like it's effective or something. I love that. Now, this is going to be a little indent there. Body doubling, lets Liz paint, and then she stays on track. To be fair, I didn't actually get too distracted today because I had my student this morning in the studio, so that was 2 hours of like proper focus, so she got her good value. And then after that I went to the day job because we got new products in, and so I took a whole lot of videos and stuff for that, which granted I haven't posted yet, but I posted a teaser and then tomorrow I'll post more. Then what was the other thing? Then I came home and I packaged up my Secret Santa YouTube collab secrets, and then I actually made it to the post office and sent it and came back and then unwrapped my one because it was at the post office, so that was really convenient. So at Christmas time you'll see me on YouTube as part of a collab where we did Secret Santas between YouTube artists, and it's really fun. And the present I got is so cool. It's so cool. And it came with chocolate. I have chocolate. I might have chocolate in a minute. You have some time soon? Yes, yes, Ingmo, come meet up with me. Yes, do the thing. That would be great. I would love to see your face, not at an event that you are running, or I am running, because that has been our track record of late, and it is not the same. Granted, I did like that time at PAX where we actually walked around and played games. That was actually quite fun. I played a game at PAX. Actually, I think I played 2. So that was an achievement this year. Because normally my ability to play games at PAX are awful. Yeah, so fleeting. Fleeting is the right word. Fleeting meetings. That rhymes. This is going to become really annoying for you all, I bet. We watched there's an animated version of Room on the Broom, which is a kid's storybook, which I didn't realize has like a whole bunch of amazing British voice actors like Simon Pegg and stuff in it, because they started playing it at Kinder when I picked her up. So then when we came home, I found it on YouTube to watch, and I'm just like, there's so many bits that rhyme in that. She's like, that rhymes. It's a Sevens! Hello! I've seen you in real life lately. Ha ha ha. How are you? How are things? I'm doing a speed paint because I have a deadline and these need to go to New Zealand, so we're trying to stay on target and do 1 skull an hour, and then at the end I'm allowed to go back and fuss. So this is my birdie skull. I just started. Yeah. Oh yes, how do I do the thing? I do a shout out again? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm doing it the pleb way, but I don't care. Oh no, I need to do the thing, the slash, not the slash, not the thing. Yeah, that. Serpents. Okay. Did that work? Oh. Oh well, fine. Hi, serpents. I shout you out with my voice. Haha. That didn't work. How have things been for you post-PAX? There we go. This yellow is very weirdly transparent. We will see how it goes. For a permanent yellow, I would have thought it would have been not very transparent, but sometimes I am proven wrong. Boop, boop. Yellow, 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 yellow. Work has been busy, but otherwise good. Everything does seem busy at the moment. I don't know why it's so busy, but it seems it. My boss literally bemoaned the fact that we put out a teaser that we will be having a Black Friday sale, so everyone should check their, like, what they need to refill, and it is busy despite us hinting that people will get discounts if they wait until later. He thought it would make it quiet, and I'm like, why are you trying to make your business quiet? And he's like, because I want a day off. Which, fair. We should just hire more people and then he can have a day off, but at the moment he is bemoaning that it is busy. I suppose many artists don't choose when they need things, they just need things when they need it. There we go. Yeah. The other addendum to my Room on the Broom story about that cute little stop motion animated film that I didn't know that existed until today. Can we have more like kids iconic storybooks just like read out by really, really awesome voice casts? Like I would like a really good Possum Magic. That would be awesome with like Australian amazing actors and actresses. And a really good Where is the Green Sheep? I love the Noni Hazelhurst reading Go the F to Sleep. That one is awesome. But like an animated version would be cooler. Stop motion, really pretty. Alright. Need a bit of shadow up here. I think I might need to use more of the red in the skull rather than the yellow. The yellow's just sort of going... It's not looking as fun in person as I want it to. We shall see. You've been wanting to paint lately, Minty. Minty, get water mixable oils, because then you get all the fun of oils, but you can wash out your brushes in water and you don't need to have terps. Okay? Done. Agreed. Beautiful. I'm glad we had this talk. Because yes, water mixable oils are oil paint. It's still traditional oils in the way that it is pigment and an oil binder, but it has an extra ingredient which is an emulsifier, and the emulsifier activates underwater to allow the emulsifier to capture the oil droplets and allow them to flush down the sink. I still use paper towel for 90% of like pulling the paint off the brush all the time. I like pinch it off the brush, but then I rinse out that last little bit with water. These are actually traditional oils tonight, but that's because my water mixable oils are at my other studio. And I didn't get organised enough to bring them. But I use them whenever I do live painting events, so I use them at Boo Fest and at PAX. Because that way, I can say I'm being extra cautious and it's less stinky, and I don't need to use terps if I want to pack up while I'm there. Most of the time I just take everything home though, and I clean it all at home, because I don't want to risk the convention centre or Welcome to Thornbury being annoyed at me for making a sink have a spot of colour on it. In some scenario where that colour doesn't come off for whatever reason. But yeah, water mixable oils. They are a very fun, approachable way to learn oils. You don't need more than like one colour and white to start practicing. But honestly, I recommend sort of doing like black and white paintings first and then getting into colour after that. But that's just how I do it. I've got a really cool video. I've got 2 videos, Minty, about water mixable oils on my YouTubes. I've got one which is like an introduction to them, and then one that's about glazing, which is if you want to do like multi-layered paintings with a black and white underlayer, grisaille underpainting, and then do colour over the top. But yeah, that's one that Royal Talons provided me with some of theirs, the Cobra water mixable oils, for free. And so then I decided to make a video about it. And I'm glad I did, because they are 2 of my highest viewed videos of all my videos. So that was quite helpful. So as much as I didn't get paid the monies, I got given product and then, yeah, made a video that a lot of people have found really helpful. Thank you. I would appreciate that. I'm trying to get out my YouTube watch hours. So if anyone ever feels like having Liz videos on in the background, I would highly appreciate it. I need 1,000 hours to go. and then I will be monetized. And I've tried to monetize 2 times before this. This is my 3rd time. And I just really want to get it monetized so it's done, and then I don't have to think about it, and I just know that when ads play, I actually get a tiny little portion of that, as opposed to YouTube just getting it. So that would be nice. But yeah. And if you chat in the YouTube live stream, we've got super chats and all that on, just the same as Twitch. So I need to set up more emotes and stuff, but that's a problem for both Twitch and the YouTubes. So I will work on that. Probably, I'm hoping January, when I have a bit more time to not have deadlines and just be painting away. I've got a show in April next year, so I'm painting away for that once I've finished all these little deadlines. I've got one more little deadline, but I'm actually doing paintings for my show with that little deadline in the hope that if I don't sell the works, I can have them in my exhibition. And that's a still life exhibition that'll be coming up in April at the Victorian Artist Society. Yeah. Sorry, I'm having a solo show at the Victorian Artist Society in April, all about relics, so still lives of objects that we keep from people who have died in our lives, and the idea of treating objects as portraits, because when you look at them, you think about your person. Yeah. It's the prize from that artist residency I did there last year, so I won the Featured Artist Award, which was really cool, and that came with a prize, which was to have a show at the Victorian Artist Society. So this is that thing. The promised future thing is a happening, and it will be part of, they're having a big event called Imprint, where they have multiple shows on with similar themes, and their theme is called What Remains. So there will be other cool, like, death, end-of-life events. I'm hoping there'll be like a death cafe and maybe a film screening of a short film that I ended up being in, which is called Story of Endings, and it is about following death doulas and on their work that they do. I was at a death cafe where they filmed, and so there is a little bit of me in that film, so hopefully that'll be cool. And then we can all go to Victorian Art Society and see all the cool shiz in April next year. Yeah, so that will all be happening. I just need to actually post this stuff on my Instagram, because I don't know what has happened to me, but I've fallen off the bandwagon of Instagram posting severely, and I don't know why. It's like all the brain is just like, no, there is no dopamine there. It is anti-dopamine. We can go anywhere but there. Don't go there. And I'm like, what did Instagram do to suddenly change in my brain? I don't know. It seems very similar to what it was, and yet my brain is like, nope, none of that. I feel like we're going pretty well for time on this one, but that's what I felt with the last one, and then I was still like doing a lot of things when we were at the hour mark, so we'll see how we go. I like his shadow so far. His shadow is nice. Yeah, I was saying all my footage from Boo Fest was just utter garbage, so I'm happy that the professional photos came out today so I can post one of those instead. They're so cute. I love the one of you like absolutely laughing your bum off. That photo is adorable. Also, the Skelly is now on display at the art shop, so he can dry there. He's behind the counter on a big shelf. Today's great. She makes us all look so good. Yeah. Yeah. I love doing this like little disappeary thing up on the top edge. That's really fun. Okay. Montmartre, mixed feelings on Montmartre. Montmartre used to be absolute garbage. Now they have multiple lines, and some lines are okay and some lines are not okay. I had a student come to a workshop I did at Victorian Artist Society with Montmartre paints, and 3 of them were good and 4 of them were horrible and awful. So for that reason, I would say please avoid. There's a brand called Art Prism, which is Art Spectrum, which is artist quality, making a student grade paint. And when I say student grade, it's less of a, you know, shitty synthetics used instead of pigment. It's more of a less quantity of artist quality pigment in the tube. And for that reason, because it's less quantity, the color accuracy is actually quite good. So Art Prism is made here in Victoria as a starting brand, and the artshop.com.au, my side gig, does stock them. Another one that is pretty decent is called Van Gogh oil paints. They are the same jam. They are less quantity of the artist pigment, but it is still artist quality pigment used in the paint. And then the other one is Winton by Winsor & Newton. But Winton is weirdly overpriced in Australia because they have an exclusive wholesaler deal where only one company gets to bring in Winsor & Newton into Australia, and they have a heckin' markup. So if you buy it overseas, it's pretty decent, and then if you buy it in Australia, it's expensive. So, meh on that myself. But yeah, Art Prism would be the one that I would recommend, which is just like reasonably small color range, but decent. And Van Gogh, I think, has a bigger color range. Yeah, it is. Because it's nothing to do with the paint or the original brand, it's all to do with the distribution. Which is poopy. That's what you all come here for, don't you? For me to bitch about art brands and their various randomness of working for an art supply company. No worries. Also, if you want to hold out till Black Friday, we're having a Black Friday sale at work. It will be a good one. We even put a teaser out because the boss wanted the work to be less busy. It is still busy. He is whingy. But he's always whingy, so that's pretty normal. Alright, I need to make it look like it's going in here, so then the size of the sockets makes sense. So the size of the sockets makes sense. That's a lot of S's. Okay, and then that's going to dip in there. That's going to dip in there, and then that's going to dip in there. I am not singing. Everyone put on good music in a different tab. Please and thank you. But now I have Macklemore stuck in my head. Why? Alright, this needs to come down. Mix up some more dark. It looks better. Yeah, the eye sockets were different heights. That was annoying me. That's much better. I need to wash this brush. Sometimes it gets so clogged up with like light and dark at the same time, it just becomes everything is meh. Fresh paper towel. Alright, the other thing is, Minty, you don't have to paint on canvas when you're starting out. You can get oil paint paper, and that is a much cheaper surface that is sometimes less textured than traditional canvas, and the texture of traditional canvas can sometimes be frustrating. The other thing, you found your ink. Yay, $15 for 15 cartridges. That's so much better. Uh-oh. No worries. Park a jotter pen and look into Pilot Parallel pens when you start painting. Well, Pilot Parallel pen's a calligraphy style pen, but yeah. Yay! I'm so happy for you, Crypto. That's great. Hooray. Good find. I'm glad you kept hunting. That was worth it. Just refining the shadow. more the shape it should be. One little spot in here. Boop. That's light coming through that hole. And this hole needs some little interruptions as well. Lots of just little fiddly bits. Oh, I've missed a hole over here. Okay, that looks better. Now we've got like the two nostril-y bits connected. That makes more sense. Hooray! Alright, this one's getting there. This one's getting there. I'm going to have a chocky. Chocky and hydrate break. Do I have any water? Not really. So I can have a chocky. And I'm going to show you these ones because they're fancy after dinner mints. Because they come in shapes. This one is the London Eye. It looks like a windmill, but it's a Ferris wheel. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. After dinner mints are so underrated. Minty, you're onto it. With a good flavour. Alright. Let's bring up this white. It is true. Piece of candy, strawberry licorice here. Ooh, that's a very different flavour. I don't know if strawberry licorice and an after dinner mint would be friends, but I'm glad for you. Yummy candy. I feel like licorice isn't friends with many other candies. Except maybe, like, do people put chocolate on licorice? Is that a thing? I feel like that's a thing. Like chocolate covered bullets. Delicious Ferris wheel. Grey Mouse Inc. Hello! Welcome, Raiders! Hello, hello! Welcome to the stream. We're doing some painty paints over here in oils. Hello! This is a grade. It's a grade. Oh my gosh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Grey Mouse Inc. for coming over. What have you guys been doing on stream today? What you been doing? My name is Liz Gridley. I am an oil paint realist artist from Australia. I am a very novice streamer, but I am a all-time having a fun time painter. I'm doing 3 little oil paintings tonight for Quirky Fox Gallery in New Zealand for their holidays show. It's like a mini show where everyone's painting on diamonds. And oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we're trying to bash out 3 little skulls in 3 hours. So we're into our 2nd hour at the moment. And yeah, I'm having a good old time. How are you lot? Thank you so much for coming over. I'm also streaming on YouTube at the same time, and I'm trying to get all my YouTube hours up so I can monetize my YouTube at the moment. So that's all my jam. Your pleasure. You were playing Elden Ring, but you're normally doing comic art. Oh, that's so cool. You saw me at Art Fight. Oh, please, please, please post your shiz on the thing. I'm gonna do the shout out. Everyone go check out Grey Mouse, and if you want to chuck your stuff in the Discord, please do, so I can come and stalk your stuff after stream, because the most fun part is doing it. You've been to both art farts? Yeah, art farts, oh god, art fights, yay, that's so exciting. Did you see the trophy we had this year? The trophy is so cool. It's so cool. Liam Draws, I'm so glad he won it. If anyone doesn't know, Liam Draws, amazing other art streamer, super cool guy. Yeah, he won the art battle at PAX this year, and art battle is just a silly idea I had a few years ago where I was like, I have all these artist friends that I wish had the stage more often, so let's all stand on stage and do a silly art battle where we basically play like Jackbox games Pictionary in real life. and yell at each other. And it was really fun. And yes, this year Liam draws, like, he took the reins a little bit because I was overwhelmed with my solo show in July, and he and Inkmo as well, Inkmo Art, who was our host, absolutely smashed out the applications. And then we got the bigger theatre this year. We were in Fruit Bat Theatre, which was huge. And then yeah, we got all into it and had such a fun time. And then he made a 3D printed trophy of a fist holding a paintbrush and a stylus, and then he won it. Hooray! And now we've all signed it as well, and I'm hoping I can catch up with the other 2 artists from last year who I haven't got to sign it yet, to get them to sign it, so that way we can have it as like a little bit of a legacy item. Yeah! I'm so glad you loved it this year. We were all so out of sorts when we got that Labubu prompt because we didn't know what to do. We didn't know what to do. It was like make your own fake Labubu thing, and we were all just like, a what? And I think another one was like make a Disney Lorcana card, and I'm like, I don't know what it looks like, and I had everyone in the crowd showing me pictures on their phone of what a Lorcana card looks like, so that I could do it. We struggle, but it's because it's fun. It's fun to struggle. None of us have to make good art. We just have to get through the struggle. That's the challenge of Art Battle. You took home one of the milk cards. Hooray! That's awesome. That's awesome. Was it my one or was it Kat's one? Oh god, you're gonna get it framed. It's not worth framing. Oh, Rosalie, you have your Miko one. Yay! I'm so glad you still have it. But it's like, shout out, Rosalie. I'm so glad you're here too. Yay! Oh my gosh, how are you? Oh, I'm so glad you guys were at Art Battle. Thank you so much for coming into the stream. Look at me, I'm actually an artist who's streaming. I'm so proud of me. Rose, it was so nice to see your face and to get to see you a little bit the day before as well. That was so nice. Yay. Oh, you got Kat's one? Yay! Kat's art is choice. Is so good. Yeah, shout out again to Inkmo for being our host, because Inkmo is awesome. Although you were so freaking tired, like, I'm so surprised you got through, because it was insane. Oh, I can't give you another shout out for another 17 minutes. How rude. I'm going to shout out everyone else instead. Feel like I'm typing like an old lady with like 2 fingers, just going boop, 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 boop. I can do shout outs. I'm not senile. Yes, I am. You just love to bully Liam. Well, hey, he won, so it's obviously effective. It's obviously effective. I'm actually feeling pretty good about this skull. I don't know if I need to fuss with it a whole bunch more. Or maybe I just need to stop for a minute, start the 3rd one, and then I can come back and futz. That might be the go. Let me just get this little highlight sparkling. Bam. And then this little bit here is quite transparent, so I just need to get that blue back. Boop. Sorry, I got really excited and then I started doing things. Always welcome for the shouty. Always welcome. How you doing? How's your little one? What's your nickname for your little one on stream? I should know. I'm sticking with Little Bird these days for mine. Her current jam is telling me everything that rhymes, whether it does or whether it doesn't. So we've been playing the That Rhymes game today, because every time I hear something that rhymes, like cat and hat in my head, I hear Little Bird saying, that rhymes. So that's me sharing what's going on in my brain. Yeah, that looks nicer. Yeah. She is a cutie. Boop. Boop. There we go. Yeah. That's good. Alright, what am I doing now? I think I was going to find a reference photo for the next one. She says as she keeps fussing. Let me just do that. With that nice strong line down the beak. Yep. And then the tiniest little blue bit. Oh, actually, this should all be way darker down here. Sorry. Totally neglected all this shadow. Give me a shadow, 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 shadow. That's a bit better. All right, cool. All right, let's find a reference photo for the third one. You need to come up with a nickname for Stream. You've just been calling her Bub. Bub still works, especially if she has a Wolverine cosplay, because then she's like a Bub, which is really cute. This is a reference pack by Lane Draws, who's awesome. So I am trying to find skulls that are pointing forwards. I could do a human skull, but I'm more tempted to just stick with animals at this stage because I like the small relationship sticking with animals. I really want the fox skull to be pointing forwards because it is going to Quirky Fox Gallery, so fox is appropriate if I can find one where it's pointing forward. Please, please, please. Now we're starting to get into all the skulls with other stuff. There's the fox, but that's just not quite forwards enough. Nah. Nah, that's the cat. We've already done the cat. Dude. I shouldn't say dude. I don't know if it's a male or a female skull. They are a they. They person. Boopity boop. It's such a good reference pack because there's so much variety. And I know I'm whinging about them not facing forwards, but that's because I have very specific tiny diamonds to paint on. Very specific. Ooh, purple. Hello. Oh, purple went away too quick. Give me the one I want, please. I don't want the turtle one. He looks too weird. What are you? What are you? Ooh, you're different. Okay, that one looks even more like General Grievous. It's not just me, right? Like, that one looks a lot more like a General Grievous. I don't even know what that is. What is it? Oh. No idea. I don't really like where the shadow is going because my other three, all the shadows go to the right. So, I'm extra fussy now. Come on. Yeah, this is the turtle guy. He's just a bit strange. I don't think he'd translate to actually looking like a skull. When I paint him, he would just look like a blob with eyes, which is disappointing. But what are you? Look at that crocodile in the background. He's so cool. This one looks interesting. He's definitely some other sort of small furry situation. Don't know what though. Show me one facing forward from above. Ooh, that was a good bird. Gimme, gimme, gimme what I want. Oh, look at all the crocodiles where they're smiling. They're so cute. He's smiling at ya. I don't know if he's a crocodile or an alligator, but he's cute. Not appropriate for what I'm doing, but still cute. Oh, this is slightly better. Okay, so that is the cat skull again. But, like, at least it's facing the right way. So, can we please have the fox from that angle? That would be great. No? Just because you're going to annoy me? Meh. They're not giving me what I want. We're almost at the bottom. Uh-oh. We're running out of reference photos, despite there being so squillion many reference photos. Alright, we're going to have to plan B. What random skulls do I have in my studio? Plan B! Give me a minute. Grey Mouse, you've posted a few changes of your latest chapter and a link for the full comic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can have a look at that when I finish streaming. Thank you. That sounds awesome. Alright, I'm going to hunt in the studio during the ad break and trying to find a skull. Oh! Okay, that was a lot faster than I thought. I've got my bunny. That one's a bunny. So let's see if we can do him. So this one's a real skull, which I got from an ethical Person who basically finds roadkill and has it, and then we can just, like, if I just hold him up here, I can just paint directly from life. I've just got to figure out a way to suspend him gently because he is very delicate. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Good question. I did have a little phone bracket at one point. Where did I put that? I've got tape. Tape is convenient. What else do I have? I've got strings. Let's start with tape. Tape is good. Maybe I can build up like a good little pile. He's really light, so he might just be okay with just tape. Bunny, 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 bunny. Oh, and then what colour do I want to do? Match with these guys. I'm going to stick there, okay? Yeah, not too bad. I sort of want you to angle up though a little bit so I can see your teeth. Alright, so I need one big ball of tape. Let's stick our paper towel in the middle of the ball tape. Stick that there. This is very high-end engineering. So I'm just using the top half of the skull, not the jaw. No, that didn't quite work. Let's try that. That kind of works. Yeah. I don't feel like that's going to come off. Hooray! Let's zoom out a little smidge. There he is. Boop! On my little tape contraption. What colour am I going to use? I think I want a pink. I want like a vibrant pink. Ah! Okay, that was bound to happen. Wah. He's alright. One teeny tiny little fragment came off, but I can't tell where from. I really can't tell where from. Interesting. Alright, how can I put you up more safely? What can I do? Maybe if I do it down here where it's on the shelf. That probably would have been the smarter thing to do at the start, and use the tape as a reinforcement. There we go. So now you're actually resting on something. Will that be okay? Let's hope that'll be okay. There we go. Now you can see him. Hooray! Alright. So, pink. We said pink. I've got Michael Harding Magenta, which is a lovely colour. Boop. And then I believe I have another one. This is Radiant Red by Gamblin, which is like a light mix. No, he's not bright enough. Do I have my Michael Harding Brilliant Pink? This is where I own so many paint tubes, and yet I'm still like, how do I not have exactly this one that I want right now in this very second with me at all times? Nope. Nope. I've got this one, which is sort of like an orangey pink. This is a language. Here we go. He's a bit more orange than I want. Actually, he's not too bad. He might be okay. Give it a go. Give it a go. Where's my bigger brush? There. It's always the vibrant ones, because you just can't mix something to be more vibrant. It either is or it isn't. You see that? I just mixed it darker a little bit and it like killed it a bit. There we hole there, and a hole over here. The hard part about this is I can't really see the shadow, so we might have to make it up. But we'll see how we go. Friendos, thank you so much for joining me on stream tonight. I am really enjoying myself. Black Friday sale at the art shop. My side gig will, yes, be online and in store. It will be both. So if you want to avoid shipping, you can order online and mark it for pickup, and then it's free to pick up from the store, or you can order online and get it posted to you. It will be both. I'm giving away all the secrets. Yeah, okay. I'm still looking where I used to look for the reference photo instead of looking here. Look here, Liz. It's just not as vibrant as the other colours. Let's just use this straight, even though it's too orange. So at least it is bright. And hell, I can even go around these and make them dark around the outside if I change my mind and just keep like a little bit of the bright. Part of my brain just went, why didn't you make these dark and moody? Like, more boo-festy. Because that would have also been cool. But that's also the problem with the speed paint. You got to make decisions and stick with them fast. Dun 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 dun. You bought pigment powder, which when you were in Japan forever ago, and you should get some medium to use them. Well, what do you want to use them with? Do you just want gum arabic, so it's like a watercolor? Because that's probably more universal. Or you could just get an acrylic polymer medium and use them in that. It depends on what you want to use them for. Making oil paint is a bitch. It is so much more work than you think it will be. And that is why I will not. I bought some cobalt turquoise pigment, and then I researched how to make it, and I just went, nope. So now I just have it. I just have a jar of it. You have until the sale to decide. Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. There we go. That's still pretty vibrant. It looks more vibrant on stream than it does in person, but something easier props. I would do gum arabic. Gum arabic is easy. The main thing with gum arabic is similar to watercolor and gouache, is it does reactivate underwater, as opposed to a acrylic polymer, which will dry more or less permanent. So once it's dry, it doesn't move again. So it depends on if you want to be able to move it again or not. It's theartshop.com.au. Starting to form more of an idea of what you want your solo show to be. Yay! Yeah, absolutely. I'm always down for that. Thank you, Ingmar, for the link. Ta. What have we got in lately that's new? We got in some new Art Spectrum pads today, which have cute Australian birds on the cover. New watercolor paints and watercolor papers, and they've got postcard watercolor paper now, which is really cute. So there's always been other brands that do postcards, but ooh, we recently got in Hahnemühle. It makes watercolor circles, so like watercolor paper circles that come in a tin. That was my latest impulse purchase, because it's adorable and it comes in a tin, and that's really nice. And then they also made watercolor paper that comes in bookmark shapes, and it comes with like little paints and a brush, so that's the most adorable little Christmas impulse purchase I've ever seen. I haven't bought that yet, but I'm tempted, even though I don't watercolor that much. But it's so cute, and it's little, and it's nice, and yeah, impulse. What else? We got, Sarah Renee Clark's Color Cubes today. The new 2nd edition Color Cubes, which I don't know if anyone here knows them, but they are a inspiration art product, which is quite fun. But if you do want those, please use my affiliate code on YouTube rather than buying from the shop, because I get an affiliate kickback from that. If you're interested in any Sarah Renee Clark products, she's a friend of mine, and yes, she made me an affiliate code for her products. So if I ever spruik them, I can advertise my affiliate code. I should put that in my stream description, shouldn't I? Probably. But if you go to any of my YouTube videos that have Color Cube related content, all the affiliate codes are below that. Yeah, you can't seem to find Art Prism. Ah, let me find them. Let's go on a hunt and see if I can find them. Boop. That one. Give me that one. Please don't tell me he's taken them off the website again, because we had them on the website. I know we did. Have you used just the search bar? The bane of my existence is consistently going in and trying to SEO the website. Because there's so many things. Yeah, these ones. Art Spectrum Art Prism, they're called. They should be in the oil paint section, but they are findable. That is exactly what they look like. Boop. So I've found them that way. Let's see if we can find them. Oils, Art Spectrum. There you go. So they're the last one. So they are listed as Art Spectrum Art Prism oils. They also come in box sets. So if you go into oils and then go those last two, Minty, I'm sorry that that's confusing that they're listed as Art Spectrum Art Prism. But that is what they're listed as. I can change that in the menu without stuffing up the SEO, so I should do that. So I will put that on my future to-do list, and I apologize that they were tricky to find. But if you click that, you can see the full list. They are, so they'll have two different sizes. They've got the 140 mil, 150 mils of just the whites, and then the rest of them are $9.75 a tube. And if we want to compare them to the Van Goghs, if you're getting white, get titanium white, not zinc white. Zinc white is semi-transparent, but it's got some longevity issues recently discovered. So avoid zinc white. But I was going to find, where are we? Under talons, you've got Van Gogh. And they are the same thing, where they're less quantity of the good pigment, and they are still good quality pigment. And they are $12 a tube for the standard 40 mil. So they're a little bit more expensive, but they have a bigger colouring. Oh no, they've got two different sizes, two different price points. So the standard tubes, which if anyone doesn't know in oils, they normally come in series. They come in series 1, series 2, series 3. The series is how expensive the ingredients are. So $12 for the base series, but then cadmiums are particularly heavy metals, so they are more expensive as a pigment. So these ones are $18.70 for series 2, and then series 1 are all $12. Yeah, so you don't really need any of the cadmium colors unless you're particularly doing like old school landscape painting or something that you're following instructions for. I don't tend to recommend them because, yeah, you don't want to have, if you have any broken skin on your hand and the cadmium colors get in, that can cause heavy metal poisoning over a long term, but it's easier to just avoid. So in the art prisms, yeah, they don't have any cadmium ones. Oh, they do have a cobalt blue hue. When they use the word hue, that means that they're using an alternative pigment to look similar to the real heavy metal. So in that case, they're not using the real cobalt, they're using an alternative. So that sort of defeats my fact before where I said it's the same pigment, it's just less quantity of it. Art Prism is actually using some alternatives, but I still feel like it's a pretty decent paint when I've used it. Yeah, same with the cadmium. So they're using hues, which are different pigments for a similar effect. Are there any other oils that I forgot about that would be good? That level. Gamblin are beautiful, but they're all artist quality, so they're a bit more expensive. Holbein, we've only got the... Oh, we do have the academic ones. Academic is their junior brand, but are they only in giant size tubes? These guys. Oh no, they're 60 mil. But yeah, they're $19.25 each, so they're not cheaper. Boop. Language, there's... Language are Victorian made as well, the same as Art Spectrum, Art Prism. But some paints are great and some paints are awful. It depends on the colour, so mixed feelings on them. M. Graham I love, and Michael Harding, but they're both quite expensive. Talent's great. Schminke, all artist quality. Winsor & Newton. Yeah, they're the ones that have the Winton. How much are the Wintons? Oh, hold on. A bloody drop-down menu. Zoom out. If you ever find the drop-down menu overwhelming, just zoom out. Because we have too many products. Boop. How much are the Wintons? The Wintons, they're the 200 mils. No, we don't want the 200 mils. We don't want the 200 mils. They're too big. Did I click the wrong one? I clicked the wrong one. Oils, Winsor & Newton. No, I did click the right one. Do they just have all the normal ones underneath? Yes, they do. Oh, I should change that the other way around. $11.75 each for the Winsor & Newton. So the Art Prism are the cheapest ones, and then Winsor & Newton, then... So Winton, and then Van Gogh, by the sounds of it. Van Gogh used to be cheaper. They must have gone up in price this year. So many things went up at July. It stunk. It stunk. Anyway, pretty colours. Lamp black, one of my faves. Alright, I'm coming back to painting. That was a fun segue. I like going shopping. I just can't always afford to go shopping. So shopping for other people is half of what I do in the shop. People come in with like book lists for art classes and they're like, I don't know where anything is. And I'm like, that's fine, give me a basket, I'll go shopping. You can follow, but I will have fun. Bunny, 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 bunny. Bunny. Are they all? Oh, no, they weren't water mixable. Sorry. These are all just student grade things. Sorry. I forgot about the water mixable thing. Water mixable is Cobra, Holbein, or Winsor & Newton Artisan. So, sorry, I forgot about that part. Blah, 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 blah. So, let's go. Where are we? Oils. Art Spectrum doesn't have any. Gamblin doesn't have any. Holbein have water mixable duo oils. Then, oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Come back over here. Then, who else we got? Talons has Cobra in the 40 mils. And then Winsor & Newton has Winsor & Newton Artisan. So these are the only 3 brands of water mixable. So, Winsor & Newton Artisan, Cobra, Holbein. Holbein, I tend to find them a little bit more transparent, but again, they are by series, so some will be cheaper than others. So sort of, they start at about $14.90. Then Cobra are my favorite. They have the largest color range. They've got 100 colors. They start at what? Blah, 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 blah. 21, I think. Oof. Yeah, 21's their base price each. Again, you don't need a lot of paints to start. You can start with just black and white if you want, or a color. Artisan, these are all 200 mils again. The other way, 37 mil. They start at, get out of the cadmiums. Looks like 1820 is their base. Yeah, so they're not the student grade oils, they are artist grade oils. That one's not too bad, that beginner set, because they're smaller tube. Oh no, they are standard tubes, they're 37 mil ones. I like Cobra's auxiliaries, they're mediums and stuff as well. I use their quick dry medium most of the time, and then I just use water to wash out the brushes. Oh, sorry, Minty. So yeah, they're your 3 options for the water mixables, which are, yeah, a little bit more expensive because they're all artist quality. They're all full light fast, more or less. There's occasionally one color that isn't full light fast, which is your little plus rating here. So if it's less than 3 pluses, it's slightly less light fast, which normally is just alizarin crimson is the most fugitive color because it is a transparent pink, and pink is one of the ones that just always wants to fade, but most of these are 3+, so they're fine. The other thing to note when buying oil paints, they have this little like square thing in their color code, and it is either a fully shaded in square or a half shaded square like this one, or an open square like a white square, and that tells you if the color is transparent or opaque. So fully shaded in is an opaque color, painted over something else, it obliterates it. Half shaded like this, semi-transparent, and then fully open white square, it acts like stained glass over painting over other things. So that is something to note. I normally start when I'm doing black and white underpaintings with lamp black and titanium white because they're both quite opaque, and they're easy to mix, and they're, yeah, just nice easy base colors that you can keep integrating with other stuff later. Art education time with Liz. Her brain is full of things. Yeah, but if you've got more questions, just shoot them at me. I'm sorry I got confused and went into traditional oils. Student grade instead of water mixables. I don't know. Does Montmartre do water mixable oils? I think that was what started. You started mentioning Montmartre, and then I just went on to student grade oils. The other thing you can do is there's a medium by Schminke called Medium W, or by Cobra called Medium Mix, which is a medium you mix with traditional oils to turn it into a water mixable oil. But that's a lot of work to sit there and mix it into oil paints at the start of every session, and it's annoying. I don't know if it works out cheaper too, because I think the medium is like 30 or 40 bucks. And if you're using lots of it, it probably isn't cheaper, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. I just know mixing a medium into all of your paints at the start of every session is something I do not have the patience for. So I tend to dip as I go. So every time you see me going over here, that's me dipping in my medium a little bit. Yeah. But all of my oils, like I've purchased them like a impulse buy, one tube every time I need to fill wood. And that's how I've built up my collection. When I worked at Ride Art and Craft back in the day, the only artist quality oils they had was Art Spectrum. So that's why the majority of my collection is Art Spectrum oils, the artist ones. Because they brought out their own home brand, awful Araldo de Paolo paints and things like that. And they were just always blech. So I just bought my Art Spectrums one tube at a time. And slowly built up my collection. And now that I'm with the art shop, I've experimented with lots of other brands. And it's normally when I see a colour I haven't seen before and I'm like, I want to try that one. Yeah. That's what I do. And I'd like to think it's like, I don't buy lots of like shoes or like fancy necklaces or erstwhile brooches or things like that, but I do buy tubes of paint, so that is my impulse buy when I can. And I bring up those subjects because my sisters collect those other things. So hard to avoid the collecting mentality when you're a diverse, but you know, we like our shiny trinkets. I have a feeling I've painted this slightly too big. Let me just trim him in a little bit. There we go. And this is why we love oils, because you can just shove things around and move them at any time. And it's no biggie compared to freaking acrylics where everything is dried and then lumpy and then you just gotta deal with it and it's yucky. There we go. The more I'm looking at this guy, the more flat he looks now that I've done this one and they're more moody. So we'll definitely go back in and mess with him a bit more. I'm not doing too bad. I'm into my third skull in my third hour. That was my goal. And I can always come back tomorrow and do just like final touches on these guys. Let's do some little shadow shading. Yeah. I need another chocolate. What shape will this one be? After in the mint. Here it is. After 8 Street, London. It is a little road sign, apparently. The other one I ate off stream was the Tower of London. Oh no, London Bridge. It was a bridge. They are very fun. I'm enjoying them a lot. Yum yum yum. I hope you all have some nice snacks. It is 11 o'clock. I should probably not be snacking, but need to paint. Paint, paint, fuel. Paint, paint, fuel. Is anyone else working on stuff at the moment? Tell me things. And of course, if you are working on stuff, you're welcome to post it in my Discord, so I can have a gander after stream and have a look at all the things, because I'm nosy. glad I had that yellow out because it's working a lot better on the pink than it was on the cyan. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Procrastinating boring stuff. Thank you. The colors do look so good on stream, I've got to say. Like, they look pretty good in person as well. I'm quite happy with them. As much a part of me is still just like, make the backgrounds darker. I'm like, no, leave it vibrant. They're so tiny, they've got to grab their attention somehow. So hopefully this nice brightness will do it. Right. I know I was annoyed at the pink. The pink is growing on me. Slowly. Sometimes that's the thing, you've just got to sit with colours for a bit longer than you think you do. Whip. Whop. Oh, can I ask, did anyone get a push notification to say that my stream was on? I'm wondering if my settings would meld. Yeah, Inkmo, you should sleep. Sleep is good for you. I love you, and thank you for watching my stream, but you should sleep. Or at least get yourself cozy and ready for sleep, and then see if your body takes over. Put yourself in prime position to attempt sleep. My body's starting to tell me that I should have stopped at 2, which is a pain, but that's because I went to bed really early last night. I went to bed at 10:30 last night. Unheard of for me. But it was the best night's sleep I've had in a long time, so probably well needed. And that's okay. To listen to your body sometimes. Yes, I'm jumping ship, I know. Shush. I'm finding painting this one from life a bit more challenging because of the depth. It's so close to me. Normally when I paint things from life, I put them like quite far away, like behind the easel. So I'm staring at them from a distance, but because this is so close, or maybe I just need to sit back further. Yeah, that's actually better. I need to sit back further. Inkmo, go to bed. You haven't talked on chat. So I'm hoping that means you're getting ready for bed. Please. I asked nicely. There we go. That one, that one. Yay. Getting there. This guy's looking a little wonk. But you'll get there. I need some tapering to this part. I think I've lost a bit over there. Yeah, I can feel my energy waning real bad, guys. So I think I might make it till 11:30. And then we'll call it a good attempt, but it needs a second visit. So you might get another Liz stream sometime over the weekend for me to polish these off. We shall see. But I've had a really fun time tonight. And look how much work I did in one session. That's rad. What I like to do at the end of each session is just see if there's anything I don't want to dry down. And that's normally any harsh edges. And anything that just needs a bit of like disappear so I can refine it later. So what I'll do is I'll switch to a softer brush. And we'll just see if there's anything like that. I need to just buff a little bit. Softer brush. There are these little brushes by, here we are. There's one by Princeton. They're called mini mops. They look basically like little makeup brushes, but they're so handy for this just like diffuse it ever so slightly moment. Because I don't want to lose all my brush quality. I don't want to lose all my brush strokes, but I just want to get rid of any that I feel like are too harsh. And that's normally ones on the outside of the figure because I want the eye to come to the middle. If everything's a bit less high contrast on the outside, that tends to draw the eye to the middle. And it's very subtle. I try and wipe off the brush as I go so it's not actually depositing paint anywhere. It's just diffusing that edge a little bit to help create that depth. Yeah, over here some of my edges were like way too sharp. Hard to see on stream. Again, I can zoom in. No, zoom the other way. A little smidge, but not heaps. I just want to make sure all the harsh edges and harsh contrast is right in the middle, right in this bit, not elsewhere. I really like this side of the skull. It's this side that needs a little bit of extra love. But I can come in with fresh eyes another day where I haven't got this heavy feeling behind my eyes and get that done. But I've still got so much done tonight. Thank you all so much. It is amazing how much just hanging out with some cool kids on stream gives me that body doubling vroom vroom to get going. And I started at like what, 9 o'clock? So that's already starting reasonably late. Crypto! Thank you. No worries, Crypto. It was lovely to meet you. Absolutely jump in on another stream. That would be lovely to have you. And yes, thank you. I hope the show goes well as well. Oh, thank you for the biddy. Thank you for the biddy. You have a lovely night and enjoy. And thanks for the chats. Good luck with the pens. I'm glad you got your ink. Hooray. I'm going to head off shortly myself. Although, yeah, we get to find someone fun to raid on Twitch now, don't we? No worries, Crypto. Hope you don't mind me shortening your name to Crypto. Hopefully that's fine. There we go. I probably over blended that shadow a little bit. So I'm just going to put in a little bit more oomph again. But hopefully if I can get back to this in like the next 3 or 4 days, all my mixes here will still be wet. So that's super easy to come in and start refining and not having to remember what I mixed. But the good thing about a live stream is I do have a reference for what I've mixed. Hooray! That's why I started doing time lapses originally, so I could remember what I was doing when I was painting. The amount of times I can convince myself I've forgotten how to paint because I can't remember what I did the last session. Ugh. Don't know if anyone else relates to that, but ugh, big problem. There we go, and then this guy. Because I haven't made enough harsh decisions about what he's going to be, I need to just leave him as a vague plan so that I can just come in and strengthen everything next time. So it'll be a little bit of a ghost of a rabbit skull, but that's okay. Because I'd rather leave him a bit ghosty and uncommitted than have him overly direct, and then when I come in to add more, I've got strokes I wish I didn't do that I have to undo. Which again, if it's only like a few days, then I can just come in with a bit of terps and clean it up, but easier to leave it in a state where it's ready for your next painting session. Yeah, this heaviness behind my eyes has come in hard and fast. The meds have worn off. The chocolate didn't help. Is bedtime. Thank you all so much. Minty, oh, you love how the lighting looks on the red pink one? It does look like a music video. Oh, good brain. I was thinking it reminds me of David Bowie, and I don't know why. It's got a little bit of Stardust in it somehow. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me, Stretch. Oh, shall we find someone to raid out to? I think we should. I think we should. We'll stay here where we can see the art for now. And I will find someone to raid. Oh, excuse me. Are any of my people streaming? Ooh, a couple of people are. Let's have a quick look. What are these people up to? That's alright, Minty. Absolutely, thank you for the company. It's been so nice. Oh, that one's got a butt. Let's do the not butt one, maybe. Or, what else is happening in the art tag? Ooh. Oh, this person's doing watercolors. Let's go check out watercolors. Even though it is the, like, bane of oils. Let's go. Alright, thank you so much. YouTube people as well. Thank you, Twitch people. Love you lots. We're going to go to my all done screen, but we're raiding over. Bye bye.